So just before we get started with this video, I wanted to make an announcement that an incredible, awesome new feature has been added to Sync Academy. Now, when I had the massive rush of producers join the platform in January of this year, I did not realize and anticipate the need and the desire for members to get peer review feedback from other Sync Academy members. But very quickly, that became one of the most used parts of Sync Academy. People were posting tracks, asking for feedback, and then offering track feedback on other members. And it became a very cooperative, collaborative sort of an environment very quickly. Now, what I have done in Sync Academy now is created an entirely dedicated section of the platform called the Feedback Corner. So this is now a group, an area of the platform that's specifically designed for you as Sync Academy members to be able to upload your tracks that you're working on and ask for feedback from other Sync Academy producers. Some of these producers are just getting started, maybe just like you, but many of them have their foot in the door with a couple of libraries, or some of them are even doing this full time. So there's a whole range of great feedback and notes that you're going to get from other people who are doing exactly what you're doing, and that is trying to make sync licensing your full-time income. It's something that I haven't really talked about that much with Sync Academy. Usually I've been focusing more on the tutorials and the educational aspects of what you're getting involved in, but it seems like this feedback feature is becoming wildly popular in the platform. So I wanted to make a quick little announcement, let you guys know that if you've been on the sidelines, you've been kind of on the fence as to whether or not you want to get involved with Sync Academy, this might be one big reason why you want to get started right now and not continuously sit on the sidelines, twiddling your thumbs, wondering if you're doing things the right way. All the members usually that I get involved in and sign up for Sync Academy are giving me extremely high reviews and great praises and great testimonials. You can click on the link in the description box below if you want to read more and learn about Sync Academy and potentially joining us today if you'd like to. But this video, I would like to talk about why I don't shop people's music directly to music libraries. It's something that I've been asked and requested by, I would say, literally 150 plus producers over the course of the last 3 years or so that I've been running my YouTube channel, and I've launched the services that I have launched. And I've always said no. I've never said yes to one producer who has said, Jesse, you know, cool that you've got these educational services, not interested. I just want to send you my 100 tracks, my entire catalog. Can you just go ahead and ship it off to your contacts? I'll gladly give you a percentage. You can take some writer share, publisher share, however you need to get yourself into the situation. But I just don't have time to learn about all this stuff, or I just don't want to, whatever the reason is. There's various reasons. Please just shop my music for me. And I've always said no to that. And so in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys why I've always said no to that and why I more than likely will continuously say no to those kind of deals. I can almost guarantee you 99% certainty I will never say yes to those kind of situations. And these are the reasons why, just so you guys are aware. And it's not just about me and my reasons, but I think this is something that's going to be an informational and an educational for you guys in terms of if those of you are trying to get into sync licensing, are looking for these kind of services out there, and there are plenty of other companies and people that are claiming to give you this service, to say, sure, we won't worry about teaching you anything about the industry. Just give us your tracks and we'll go ahead and get them placed. Why that will put you in a disadvantage in the long run of your career, and why it's not going to lead to, I don't think it's going to lead to really full-time income. And I'll explain why in this video right now, okay? So the first reason for me is, first of all, I could probably skyrocket my income by doing that, okay? With all the requests that I've gotten and some of the music I've heard is really, really good. I've previewed some of the tracks that have been sent my way. I know that I could definitely crank up my income in terms of either writer share that I take a portion of, or publisher share, or sync fees, or consideration fees, however it is that we would have structured those deals. I know for sure that I basically said no to a large boost in my annual income. But it's not worth it. Even with that extra income coming in, it's really not worth it for me, and I'll tell you why. I did not get into the educational side of this business in terms of showing you guys how this industry works to become a middleman. That's really not what I wanted to do. That was never my original intention. I'm not a big fan of companies and services out there that are not sort of equipping producers adequately and instead just saying, send us your music and we'll take a percentage, or, you know, basically just pay us and we'll sort of shop your music out there. It leaves you at a huge disadvantage. I didn't want that to become my reputation or my brand online or in the world. So that's why I, from pretty much day one, decided that's not the path I want to go down to. I really want to be different than most of those other sync licensing services that are out there that promise to do those kind of things for you, okay? It might give you, if you went with one of those organizations and you actually got some sort of a deal landed through a middleman service, you might get a short-term gain. All right, let's not like forget about the fact that yes, you might actually get something placed in a library through a middleman service or something like that. So you might get a short-term boost in your distribution, right? Obviously, no guarantees your tracks are getting placed, but at least you get your tracks out there potentially getting those placements. So short-term gain, absolutely. Long-term, you haven't acquired the skills to be a player in this business for the long run, right? So all you've really done is sent your music to somebody else who's really done all the legwork for you. They've developed all their personal relationships. And if that middleman person that you partnered with goes away, goes out of business, isn't doing it anymore, you can't get a hold of them, you are gone. Like, you are really not in the industry anymore because you've been only relying on these middlemen to get your distribution deals in place, and you don't have those direct contacts with music library CEOs or with music supervisors or with ad agencies. You will, as you get into this business and create these direct relations, have an entire Rolodex of people that will know your name, have your phone number in their cell phone, and have your email address in their inbox. That's how you have to have it if you want to make a sustainable full-time income. If you're constantly relying on somebody else to get you those direct relationships or those distribution deals, you are at a large disadvantage. You have a big weakness in front of you that can definitely cripple you immensely, to the point where your career can be completely done and you have to start from scratch. And I knew that if I went down that path of shopping people's deals, here you go, here's that, it would be selfish for me. I would definitely get probably some, like I said, boosted income. It might work out for the producer for a little while if they got the deal landed, but in the long run, it's not going to do anything for them. It really isn't. It's just going to be something that they think, okay, I just go to Jesse every time that I have an album. And again, the other thing that I was thinking is I'm going to bog myself down, weigh myself down with way too many requests to be shopping music. And that's going to basically become my life. Calling people, shopping other people's music. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into a sales position. That's really not what I really want to do. It's not really what my joy is. My joy is I love making music. I love producing music, of course. And I love teaching. I really do have a passion for educating and connecting with other producers that are willing to work hard, willing to put in their time. And I love, of course, my biggest payoff is seeing when what I've taught and what I've shared with you guys really shows results, right? Not just, getting you guys excited and having encouragement and hearing about that motivation. I do love that. Don't get me wrong. But what I love even more is when I get those emails that say, Jesse, I've been following your advice. I've got my first contract with the first music library that I've ever worked with, and this is just incredible. Or, I just even had a Sync Academy member just the other day say they got their first placement that they've ever had in the industry. And I remember that feeling, getting that first placement. And this is from something that they've done themselves, that they've actually gone out, made those contacts directly, and they're seeing the results for themselves. So again, it goes back to that old analogy that I don't want to hand you a bucket of fish. I want to give you a fishing pole, show you how to fish, show you how to catch your own fish and get those direct relationships, okay? I had a producer email me about this just recently, and that's why this kind of just came up for today's video. And he had asked me about maybe shopping, his music to some libraries, and I said, my whole brand, like my whole reputation with Sync My Music is I want to be different in the fact that I want to empower producers to create direct relationships for themselves. I think this is one of those things that a lot of other services out there are not doing, and they're not taking into account the long-term ramifications of that. And you'll see there's a lot of other services out there dealing with sync licensing and getting producers' tracks placed. They get a lot of negative reviews and feedback, and a lot of people are saying, hey, it's a scam, it's BS, it doesn't work. And that's because I believe, I don't know if they are scams or BS or anything like that, let's just even assume they're not. They actually do what they say they are doing, and they actually are pitching your tracks. That's their problem, though, is they're going for the short-term gain of maybe getting subscription dues, getting a payment from a producer, shopping. Some of them land, most of them don't. And in the long run, these producers are feeling like, I gave them my money and they were supposed to get me my deal. They didn't get me my deal, so they're a scam. And so that's why a lot of these companies sometimes get these negative reputations. My company, on the other hand, I'll put a link below to my Facebook reviews. You can check out the reviews, even with Sync Edge, Sync Academy, all those links below. I always put the testimonials up, video and written testimonials from my customers. Vast majority, I'd say 98% plus of my customers have nothing but great things to say about what I'm teaching. And that is because usually before you sign up with anything that I do, you've already known at least one thing, that I'm not here to do the work for you, right? And if anybody else is presenting that to you in terms of, hey, we can do it for you, we can shop it for you, they're leading you down that path of they might make a little bit of gains in the short run, and maybe you'll make some short run gains, but in the long term, everybody's losing. Everybody's going to have a negative effect. So trying not to get ahead of yourself and thinking, I just need that money right now, and having some patience and having that long-term mindset. That's the difference between what I do and what most other companies are doing. And you guys know that before you got involved. And if you're new to the channel, you will learn that through all the videos that I've done. By the way, do subscribe, hit that like button. I do appreciate that when you guys do that. I do videos every single week, twice a week actually, videos just like this. And basically with all of the, products and services that I've released for you guys over the last 3 years, they've all been centered around really empowering you to take action, to create direct relationships. So if I can teach you guys how to create licensable music, that's what Sync Academy could really do for you, right? That's why I put that whole thing together. If I can show you how to find and directly contact music libraries, not have me be the middleman representative taking your music and saying, oh, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it for you. But if I can show you guys how to directly partner with these companies who want to directly partner with you, okay? These are not shy people. These are not like the old school record labels that did not accept unsolicited submissions. A vast majority of music libraries do accept submissions from people they don't know. They are in the business of accepting new, great, high quality licensable music. So if I can show you those two things, then you can be empowered. And guess what? You will never have to work with a middleman ever in your career, okay? You'll never have to rely on somebody. You'll never have to shell out money to somebody to shop your music and hope that they don't just bail on you, hope that your music isn't just sitting on their hard drive, not even being shopped. How do you know these things, right? It's just a weaker position to be in, especially when you're trying to do something that is very tricky, very difficult, requires a lot of patience and a lot of persistence. And I think sometimes, this kind of lottery mindset kind of seeps into people where they think just, if only it were so easy as go to this company, pay them their dues, send them your music, and then they take a percentage of the deal and shop your music. If only it were that easy, you guys can understand, like, there would be so many people succeeding in this business. I mean, it would be the biggest side of the music industry that everybody was running into and just blowing it away, right? And just completely knocking it out of the park. Doesn't happen. This is really not what's happening. Most producers are finding that this is a really tricky, hard industry to really succeed at. And it's not because it's rocket science. It's because you got to do work and you got to consistently show up every single day and do that, okay? So that's what I want to get across to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below. What do you think about this topic? Do you understand why I don't do that? Are you mad at me for not doing it? I want to hear both sides of the equation. Please let me know what you guys think. I can't wait to read your comment.